So third day, third day of this one video every day, one video to help us become productive every day series. So far so good. I hope yesterday a lot of you were able to go back and kind of reflect back upon things and maybe also have some kind of clarity of where you want to be in next 5-10 years, 1 year, 1 month, and so on and so forth. I hope it helped you get some idea on goal setting. But what we are going to talk about today is a really important part. A lot of times I would have a question asked, sir, I do start very well. At a lot of times I go ahead and I make schedules, and these schedules I am able to follow for about 1 or 2 days, but post these 1 or 2 days mostly all the schedule crumbles. So how is it that you should start? How is it that you should plan? And how is it that you stay consistent with your efforts? That is something that we are going to talk about today. Now, for anyone and everyone who struggles with this, now this is a very common thing, right? Even me in my school days, I would decide, I think I've decided at least 100 times I've been at a point where I said, okay, this is the day from when I'm going to study very hard. And then I made a proper schedule. I made a very proper daily 10-hour schedule wherein minute and minute was counted, and I said, this is the time I'll do this, this is the time I'll do this. It went on for about 1 day or 2 days. At times went on only till the time I made the schedules. But then after this time, it used to be extremely difficult because something will go off, and the entire plan would basically crumble down, right? So it's a very common thing that happens. That is one of the reasons why I actually don't believe in something that is called as time planning, or wherein you set timetables and do something. I do believe that there is something which is called as priority planning, which is something, of course, we will talk going ahead. But time management, I feel, is not really a thing. It's all priority management. But that's a topic for other day. So for everyone who is at a similar position, there is one book that I'm going to strongly recommend you to read, and that book is Start With Why. This is a book by Simon Sinek, a person whom I very religiously follow in this self-help domain. And this book talks in depth about how is it that we should start anything that we do, anything that we plan to do, and how is it that we should keep us, and how that can make a lot of difference. There's also a very beautiful TED talk available by Simon Sinek on the same topic, and I'm just going to draw some crux out of it, or everything that I've learned from his TED talk as well as from the book. You see, there are 3 basic questions that we as humans have. One is what, one is how, one is why. Now if I ask you, hey, what is it that you do? Maybe you would be able to tell, I'm doing engineering. I'm doing engineering from so-and-so university, so-and-so college. I'm doing MBA from so-and-so college. Okay, perfect. And then if I ask you, how is it that you do your engineering? A lot of you would answer, we have 2 semesters a year, and then we have so many exams, and then you have to you have this pattern, and this is how you do your engineering, or maybe for that sort MBA as well. But a lot of times, this is something that I used to do in my lectures. A lot of times I would walk in engineering classes, and then the first question I would ask them is, why engineering? Why out of everything in this world did you choose engineering? Now, why is it that you are doing what you are doing? A lot of times, surprisingly, we are doing a lot of things, but we do not have an idea of why exactly are we doing it. In school, like when we were kids, we used to ask this question: Mom, why is the color of the sky blue? Mom, why is this? Mom, why is that? Why? If you see the kids, the most common answer, most common question that they would ask is why. But then gradually we were told in school, Ajinkya, why is the color of the sky blue is not the correct question. What is the color of the sky is the correct question, and then you have to answer blue. So somewhere down the line you were hammered, so much so that by the time you came to 10th or 12th, you didn't even think, oh, why is it that I want to choose science as a stream? No, you asked the other question. You asked, what do I do after 10th? You didn't ask why do I do something after 10th, you asked what do I do after 10th, and then you chose the science stream. Then maybe in a similar fashion, after 12th you chose engineering, or maybe some other stream, and whatever that you have been doing. Now I hope that a lot of you have some amount of clarity about why you are doing what you are doing, but it is extremely important that we understand the difference between two. Now, when I say, now, sir, how is this related to keeping deadlines? It is extremely related, and it is, I would feel, directly proportional to each other. How? If I have a very clear idea that what I am doing today, it's for a larger goal, it's due to something, and I know that why very clearly in my mind, my motivation to get up every day, my motivation to keep myself on track, which will be much higher. For example, if I have a schedule which reads that you have to solve 100 questions in a day. For example, this can be for a typical student who is preparing for some exam. His schedule says he has to solve 100 questions every day. Okay, fair enough. The moment his alarm rings, there's a snooze option, and he can just push the snooze option, and then he can say, I can do that a little while longer. But if he has a very clear why in his mind, why do I want to do this? Because 5 years down the line, I want to do this and this and this for my parents. 5 years down the line, I want to be able to contribute this to the society. 5 years down the line, I want to buy this and this thing, and for that thing, after 1 year, I have to be at this position. For that 1 year thing, after 1 month, I have to be at this position, and for me to be there at the end of this month, today, I have to get this thing done. And when that thing is very clearly picturized in your mind, you will definitely stay on track. It's always about seeing the larger picture. If you are able to see a larger picture, if you are able to know why is it that you are doing something in your life and you are just not flowing along with the flow, then any decision that you make, any schedule that you make, you will definitely put in 110% efforts, and you will not lose that motivation. With that, I'm going to say, I'm strongly going to recommend you go back and watch Simon Sinek's video. It's a TED talk which is titled Start With Why, and also of course go ahead and read his book Start With Why. It will definitely help you a lot. As of now, whenever you are starting with something, have a clear larger vision. Don't just think of it as a one-day thing. Don't just think of it as a 1 month thing or a 10 or a year thing. Think of it as a much larger scenario, that overall anything that you are doing in your life, and compare it with why is it that you are doing it in your life. Now, of course, if there is something that you have been doing and that is not really relevant to your end goal, then of course you have a chance to correct the course of action. You can say that, oh, this is not really relevant for me, so maybe I can give a little less time to this, because I don't know why I was doing this. Maybe I was doing this only because everyone else was doing it. Maybe I was doing it because I just went with the flow. So maybe for me this is not the right thing to do. Maybe for me something else is the right thing to do, and then you can go ahead and start that thing, right? So that is going to be my message for today. One question that I very often get asked is, sir, ये सब तो ठीक है, but I don't know what to do in my life. I'm absolutely blank. I don't know, and I'm not able to make that decision. How is it that you can decide that what is it that you are going to do in your life? That is something that I'm going to talk about tomorrow. Is it possible to decide what you're going to do in life? And if yes, it is kind of yes. Yeah. So how is it that you can how is it that you can make this process a little bit easier? That is what we are going to talk about tomorrow. Meanwhile, I am offering 100% discount on a lot of profile building services on my website. The website is ajinkyachopada.com, and the services that I am currently offering are CV verification, LinkedIn profile review, your mock interviews, or some startup consulting. So I'm offering 100% discount with the code of Be Productive. So this is the time, guys. This is the time wherein we really need to be on toes, and we really need to be productive. This quarantine time, this lockdown time, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Don't let it go down. Make the most of it, and we will emerge out victorious out of this. With that, I'm going to leave you for today. See you tomorrow.